Hello, everybody. Today I'm here with another Disney Heroes Battle Mode hero concept, and today I've created King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. So let's take a closer look at him. I am not the most proud of this one. Probably the worst one of Season 3 so far, I would say. I don't know, I tried to go back to it a bunch of times to make it look better. For instance, in the thumbnail his nose is still very red, but I changed it later so that it was a bit lighter, since I think it's a bit more pink. And it's even probably more pink than this, but I do think it looks a little better in this lighter form. And also I messed with his hair a bunch. And after a while I just kind of had to give up. I continue to have a hard time trying to master how I want the hair to look. I think the eyebrows look alright. And even the right side where the hair is barely visible, I actually like how that looks, but I just wasn't able to capture it on the other side. I really tried. I kept going back to it and I just couldn't get it to look right. So this was the best I could do. I just kept adding stuff until I thought it looked detailed enough not to matter, but from a glance I think it looks okay. And everything else is just alright. Like, there's not a whole lot of detail. I thought there's going to be more to do, but I ended up completing them pretty quickly, and the majority of the time was just spent adding details to the hair. I really like how the bow tie looks too. It's supposed to be kind of like this candy wrapper effect, and I think I captured that pretty well with these angular light and dark spots on it. His expression's a little weird too, because I kind of had to just make it up. Like that smile I had to make completely myself, and it kind of fits his character, but it's a little off. I just didn't know how to make him look exactly like he should. And you can kind of see the crown here. I think the crown looks pretty good too. That's not too hard to do though. But yeah, I think King Candy is just a cool character, and we don't have any of the villains from Wreck-It Ralph in the game, so I thought it would be cool to get King Candy. And he's a bunch of different forms and stuff that I really like too. Even like, I would love to have King Candy in the Cybug form, but that's so little part of the movie that I don't know if it's even possible. But anyways, let's start going through these skills I came up with for King Candy. One very generic one is just to have him in his car in some way, whether he drives through the enemies as an attack, or if he just comes in at the beginning of the battle in his car. I think any of that kind of stuff works, but he is mainly a driver for the game he's in. I forget what it's called right now. But yeah, that's such a big part of him. He has to have that in his moveset in some way. He also has this scene where he's the announcer for the race, and I don't know, maybe that has some buffs when he pulls out his microphone and cheers everybody on, or he just beats people with the microphone. Not sure. Then I've got this scene here, which not only is him driving again, but also attacking with these parts of his car, which is very, very brutal. But I don't know what else he would do for his basic attack. So that certainly could be what he does. And he also turns into Turbo in this scene. I think that's such a big part of his character as well. It would be cool to see in some way. I just don't really know how. Maybe again when he just gets in his car, he turns into Turbo momentarily and you get a glimpse of him. Or maybe some of his moves, the more brutal ones, he turns into Turbo for. When he's smashing the window, or when he's beating characters with the parts of his car, maybe he turns into Turbo during that time. But that's more of a feasible one than Cybug King Candy, that I think certainly should be in his moveset. The final kind of clip I have here is just showing, what is his name? The Bill, the green guy. A Sour Bill. I would imagine Sour Bill could work as one of those assistant characters that come in. I can't imagine Sour Bill being his own character, so just being a part of King Candy's moveset and attacking for him. Since King Candy is actually very, like, not in the movie that much. I was expecting to be in it a lot more, but he's really not that big of a part of Wreck-It Ralph. So having Sour Bill in the moveset helps figure out another move for King Candy, I think. For his friendships, I was trying to think of like different racers in the game. There really aren't too many. I remembered that Duke Kaboom is in the game, which I doubt many people even remember that at this point. He is not referenced, he's not used like ever. But he is always on his motorcycle. We also have like Quora, that could work too. And then in terms of like villains, I was trying to think of like kings, and then I was like, oh, we have the Queen of Hearts, and I actually think they have a very similar personality. They're both a little goofy, yet can have a very dark side at the same time. And it's something with that royalty thing too, I think. It kind of gets to their heads. I don't know, just another queen that I think works pretty well. But usually with these villains, pretty much any other villain could work just as fine. I really don't have too much else to say. I feel like this one went pretty short, but the design went pretty quick, and I wasn't all that happy with the design either. And I don't know, I still think King Candy would be a cool character to get. We haven't gotten any Wreck-It Ralph characters in quite a while, and it would be cool to get more Wreck-It Ralph 2 characters too. Like, I know people want to see Yes, which is a character's name, by the way, if you aren't familiar. But we do have Shank from Wreck-It Ralph 2, so that's nice. But seeing as they went back to The Incredibles recently, it's maybe possible that we get some more Wreck-It Ralph characters sometime soon too, since it is one of those original series that has a pretty large amount of characters at this point. And I'd love to see the same thing happen to something like Toy Story as well, like where I did that Lotso one not too long ago. But anyways, I don't have too much else to say. Let me know what you guys think of this one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.